I have $23 million in the bank, and not a single soul to call if I die tonight. Right now, I'm sitting in my kitchen, 12,000 square feet of success around me. It's too quiet. You can hear everything when you're the only one left. The fridge hums. The clock on the wall, it just keeps ticking. Above the stove, when I lift my spoon, when it hits the bowl, that little clink echoes through the hallway. That's my only conversation today. It's Tuesday. I think. Doesn't matter much. You know what's funny? No, not funny. Ironic. You spend 50 years building a kingdom. You skip every Sunday, every birthday party, every quiet night your wife begged you to just stay home. You do it because they tell you that's what a man does. Winners provide. Providers win. And if you aren't winning, you're just wasting oxygen. So I won. I'm the winner. I see you out there now. All of you. Waking up at 4 in the morning. Chugging those powdered greens. Listening to some 30-year-old kid in a podcast studio telling you to monetize your mornings. Hustle harder. Outwork the world. I did that. For 40 years. I was the first one in, the last one out. I took business calls during my daughter's school play. I missed my son learning to ride his bike because I was on a damn plane to Frankfurt to close a deal. Look at me now. I won the race. But the finish line? It's just a graveyard of lonely men. The gurus don't tell you that part, do they? The self-made millionaires in their webinars. They show you the Ferraris, the gold watches, the glass house with a view. They don't show you what it feels like to eat breakfast in that house, alone, for 3,000 days straight. I've got a Rolex collection in the study, 8 of them, locked in a case with tiny lights to make them sparkle. I wound them every week for years. Now, I don't bother. Nobody sees them. Nobody asks. They just sit there, collecting expensive dust. Same with the chairs. Italian leather, shipped from Milan. Cost more than most people make in a year. My wife picked them out. She's been dead 4 years now. Nobody sits in them. Just me. And I rotate. 1 week the brown one. Next week the black. You start playing little games like that when you're this alone. Just to break up the sameness. The cars in the garage. I've got 4. I drive one. The silver one. The others just rot. Dead batteries. Flat tires. I pay a 19-year-old kid to come start them once a month. I tip him $100. I think he feels sorry for me. A 92-year-old man paying a stranger to keep machines alive that nobody ever drives. That's what success looks like up close. I'm not telling you this for pity. Keep your pity. I'm telling you because you still have time, and you're throwing away exactly like I did. You think the next promotion is the one. The next property. The next zero in the bank. It isn't. It's just more stuff to clean while you sit there by yourself. My son is in Colorado. My daughter is in London. I couldn't tell you the last time we talked. Really talked. Not that 4-minute happy birthday call. Not the checking in text at Christmas. A real talk. Do you want to know the exact day my kids stopped calling? It wasn't a fight. We never fought. You have to be around someone to fight with them. No, it was because I was too busy being a hero. Their hero, I thought. Building an empire. Making a name they'd be proud of. Turns out, they just wanted a father who showed up for dinner. A dad who knew their friends' names. Someone who didn't treat home like a layover between flights. I remember the day. March 14th, 2006. My daughter called. She was engaged. Wanted me to meet him. I was in a board meeting. Told her I'd call back. I didn't. Not that day. Not for a week. By the time I remembered, she'd stopped expecting me to care. That was 18 years ago. She got married without me, and I was too busy winning to notice I'd already lost. You want to know the truth about money? It doesn't multiply your happiness. It just multiplies whatever you already are. If you're lonely at 40,000, you'll be lonely at 4 million. Just in a bigger house, with better wine. I made my first million at 31. Thought I'd arrived. But the problems just got more expensive. The friends got faker. I was still the same tired man, just wearing a better suit. By 60, I had more money than I could spend in 3 lifetimes. And you know what I did with all that power? I worked more, because that's all I knew. Work was the only place I wasn't a failure. At home, I didn't even know how to talk to my own wife. 38 years, and I didn't know what she dreamed about. I was too busy building a legacy for people who didn't even want it. She used to leave notes on the counter. Don't forget the recital. Or, would be nice to have you home for dinner. I'd see them in the morning, rushing out the door. I told myself I'd make it up to her later. Later turned into never. And never. It turned into too late. The notes stopped in 2001. She just stopped expecting me. That's worse than anger. Anger means they still care. Silence. Silence means they've already buried you in their mind. I remember coming home late one night, past 11. The house was dark, except for the lamp by her chair. She was asleep there, book on her chest. Her hair had gone completely gray. When did that happen? She looked old. We were old, and I'd missed it. I'd missed her becoming an old woman because I was in conference rooms, arguing about projections. I didn't wake her. I just went upstairs, answered emails until I passed out. That was our marriage. 2 ships passing in the night for so long. We forgot we were in the same place. She got sick in 2018, pancreatic cancer. She looked at me in that hospice room and said, "I wish I'd left you." Not angry, just honest. I wish I'd left you in 1992 and found someone who actually wanted to be with me. I waited 40 years for you to choose me, Benedict. You never did. She died 3 days later. I paid for the most expensive funeral money could buy. 200 people showed up. Business associates, clients. You know how many were her real friends? Maybe 5. She wasn't a person to them. She was Benedict's wife, an accessory to my success. I spent 63 years with her, and I couldn't tell you her biggest fear. I was too busy making money to make a life. The priest called her a sacrifice. That word stuck in my throat, because that's what she was. A sacrifice on the altar of my ambition. I went home to an empty house, her closet full, her medicine on the counter. I'd won everything and lost everything at the exact same time. My kid stayed 2 days for the funeral. Haven't been back since. I'm a stranger who happens to be related by blood. You can't skip 20 years of someone's life and expect them to care when you finally have the time. I'm going to tell you something about being rich that people just don't believe. Money is a trap. Not having it is hard. I know. I grew up with nothing. Depression era nothing. We ate potato soup 4 nights a week. My father's shoes had cardboard in the soles. I wore my brother's hand-me-downs until they were more whole than fabric. So I get it. I know what it's like to be broke. But here's what they don't tell you. Getting rich doesn't fix you. It just makes you expensive to maintain. I've got a house that costs $40,000 a year just to keep it running. Property taxes, insurance, the heating bill alone, $700 a month. And I live in 4 rooms. The other 18 just sit there, eating my money. I've got a lawn service, a cleaning woman twice a week, a guy for the pool I haven't swum in since 2009, another for the cars, my accountant, my lawyer, my advisor, all these people taking care of things I don't use, don't need, don't even want anymore. But you can't just stop. The house needs maintenance or it falls apart. The investments need managing or you lose them. You become a slave to your own wealth. I spend more time managing money than I ever spend enjoying it. Last year, I wrote checks for $900,000. You know what I bought for myself? Nothing. Not one single thing. It all went in maintaining the machinery of being wealthy. The empire just eats itself. And here's the sick part. I can't even give it away properly. I tried. Called my son 2 years ago. Told him I wanted to set up a trust for his kids. My grandchildren. 3 of them. I've met them twice. Once as babies. Once at their grandmother's funeral. You know what he said? "We don't need your money, Dad. We needed you." Then he hung up. I sat there holding the phone for 10 minutes. Dial tone buzzing. 42 seconds. That's how long the conversation lasted. I timed it on the call log later. 42 seconds to learn that everything I built means nothing to the only people I built it for. My daughter won't even take my calls. Goes straight to voicemail. I've left messages, apologizing, begging if I'm honest. She never calls back. I send gifts, birthday presents, Christmas. They send thank you cards, printed ones, generic. Thank you for the gift. Not even handwritten anymore. That's what I am to them. An obligation. A stranger who sends expensive things. You work your whole life to build something to pass on. And the people you wanted it for, they don't want it. They don't want the money. They don't want the house. Because it all smells like absence. Every dollar I made cost me an hour I can't get back. Every promotion took me further from the people who mattered. Every success was a failure somewhere else. I've got stock portfolios thicker than phone books, property in 4 states, and I'd trade every cent of it for one dinner where my daughter actually wanted to be there, where we didn't sit in expensive silence, counting the minutes until she could leave. But that's not how it works. You don't get a trade back. Life doesn't have refunds. The choices are made. The years are spent. The people are gone. And you're left sitting in a paid-off house worth $3 million, eating 79-cent soup from a can, wondering what the hell it was all for. You want to know what keeps me up at night? It's not the money. Not the deals I lost. It's the small things. The tiny moments I can't get back. My son's first word was Dada. My wife told me on the phone. I was in Chicago, at a conference. He said it while playing with blocks on the kitchen floor. I wasn't there. I heard it secondhand, like a damn business report. His first steps? Missed those too. Made it home 3 days later. He was already walking everywhere, proud of himself. But that first wobbly step, that moment a father is supposed to witness. I was reviewing contracts in a hotel room 800 miles away. I missed so many firsts that they eventually just stopped telling me about them. My daughter learned to ride a bike in the driveway. The neighbor taught her. Jim, nice guy, ran an insurance office, made maybe $60,000 a year. He was there on a Saturday afternoon. He had time. I was at the office. Again, she fell, scraped her knee. Jim cleaned it up, put the bandage on. She called him Uncle Jim for years. You got to be the dad that day. I got to make $200,000 on a deal I can't even remember now. Tell me, who won? There was this thing she did when she was 6. She'd wait by the window for me. She had a little step stool. She'd climb up and watch the driveway. For hours sometimes. Just waiting. When my car pulled in, she'd run to the door. She'd have a drawing, a story from school, something she saved all day, just for me. And I'd walk in, tired, stressed, head full of problems. I'd pat her head, say, "That's nice, sweetheart." Then I'd grab a drink and go to my study to make more calls. She stopped waiting by the window around 3rd grade. My wife told me. She came home from school one day and asked, "Does Daddy even like us?" She was 8 years old. 8. And she already knew her father was somewhere else, even when he was standing right there. I had a ritual. Every Sunday morning, I'd tell myself I'd start over. Be present. Go to the park. Normal things. And every Sunday, something came up. An email, a call, a proposal. There was always something more urgent than my own children. Urgent. That word ran my life. Everything was urgent except the things that actually mattered. My son played baseball. Pitcher. Apparently, he was real good. My wife went to every game. Every single one. I went to one game in 4 years. It was senior night. I showed up in my business suit. Still had my tie on. Couldn't even bother to change. The announcer called us out. Accompanied by his father, Benedict. People clapped. My son didn't look at me. Not once. He just said, "Thanks for coming," like I was some guy from the office doing him a favor. I bought a box in the attic. My wife saved everything. Every program. Every team photo. Documentation of a childhood I missed. Sometimes I go up there and look through it. Torture myself. I watch him grow up in pictures. Like a stranger flipping through someone else's family album. Because that's what I was. A stranger. They gave me awards, you know. Businessman of the Year. Industry leader. I've got 15 plaques on my wall. My kids never asked about them. Why would they? Those awards represent everything I chose over them. I thought I was building a foundation. But kids don't need a foundation. They need a dad. They needed me at the table. At the games. In the audience. Present. There. And I was always somewhere else. Chasing something that doesn't matter anymore. Last month was my birthday. 92. I sat here alone. Made a sandwich. The phone didn't ring. Not once. I'm a ghost in my own family. Haunting the edges of lives that learned to live without me. And the part that really kills me, I did it to myself. Nobody held a gun to my head. I chose it. Every single day. For 40 years. I chose it. So, here's why I'm telling you all this. You still have time. I don't. My race is run. I'm sitting here at the end with nothing but a mountain of cash and a canyon of regret. But you're still in the middle of it. You're making the choice every single day. Work or home, email or dinner, meeting or the school play. You think you're building something. You think missing tonight is worth it because of what it'll buy tomorrow. That's what I thought. I was wrong, dead wrong. Your kids are only young once. Your wife won't wait forever. The people who love you, they'll stop reaching out eventually. They'll adapt. They'll learn to live without you while you're still alive. And then, one day you'll look up and they'll be gone. Not dead. Worse. Just done with you. I know what you're thinking. I'll make it up to them later. When things slow down. When I get that promotion. When the business is stable. Later never comes. Things don't slow down. They speed up. Success makes you busier. The stakes get higher. There is always another level. Always another urgent thing. Urgent. There's that word again. I spent 50 years responding to urgent things. Emails, calls, deadlines. All of it felt like life or death in the moment. You want to know what was actually life or death? Those moments with my family. Those are the real deadlines. And I missed them. My son's childhood, gone. My daughter's trust, gone. My wife's love, I had it. I wasted it. She died before I even figured out what I'd lost. Those are the only things that mattered. Everything else, just noise. You think your boss will remember you in 20 years. He won't. Your clients, they don't care. You are replaceable at work. Everyone is. They'll have someone new in your chair before your body is cold. But your kids, you aren't replaceable to them. You're it. The only dad they get. And if you aren't there, that spot stays empty. It becomes a hole they carry forever. I know, because I left that hole. I see when they look at me, or when they don't. When they find excuses not to visit. When the phone calls get shorter until they just stop. That hole I left is bigger than anything I ever built. So, go home. Today. Right now. Close the laptop. Turn off the phone. Go home and have dinner with your family. Play with your kids. Ask about their day. Actually listen to the answer. Kiss your wife. Tell her she matters more than the promotion. And damn it, mean it. Be late to work sometimes. Leave early. Skip the optional meeting. Choose them. Over and over. Every single day. Choose them. Because I promise you, at the end, the business won't hold your hand. The money won't keep you warm. The awards won't visit you on Sundays. You'll be alone like me, rich and alone, successful and forgotten. And you'll realize, far too late, that you climbed the wrong mountain. I'm 92 years old. I've got maybe a year left if I'm lucky. And I'd give every cent, every property, every investment, every single thing I own, for one more day with my wife when she still loved me, for one more game where my son still wanted me in the stands. But I can't buy that. That's the one thing money can't touch. Lost time, broken trust, love that dried up from neglect. So don't be me. Don't get to the end and realize you won nothing that matters. The people who love you, that is the only wealth that counts. Everything else, it's just expensive dust. I've spent my life learning these lessons the hard way. Now, I want to help you avoid the same stones in your pockets. I'm opening up a small inner circle, a lifetime membership for those who want to live with intention. For the first 200 of you who join us today, it's completely free for life. After that, I'm afraid it will become a paid membership. Subscribe now and join our community. Don't let this be another thing you meant to do but forgot. Share this with a friend who needs to hear this. Don't let them miss out on this journey with us. And please, tell me in the comments, which of these regrets hit you the hardest today? I'll be reading. I'll be here, watching the sunset, hoping you make better choices than I did. Take care of yourselves and each other. It's all that really matters in the end.
Disclaimer. This video is a historical documentary based on a fictionalized retelling of real events surrounding Operation Gold, the 1955 Berlin Tunnel. Please note that the visual and audio elements of the character Benedict have been created using advanced AI technology to bring this historical narrative to life. While the historical context is real, the character's dialogue is a creative dramatization for storytelling purposes. This content is for educational and entertainment purposes only.